everybody, and welcome back to another Beasts of the Mesozoic dinosaur action figure review. And today, we are going to start things off by looking at the ultimate hit predator. The one, the only, the king of the dinosaurs himself. The 1/18th scale series Tyrannosaurus Rex by Creative Beast Studio and David Silva. So here we are, and there it is in the packaging. And it is absolutely magnificent. So here we have our beautiful, beautiful box for the Beasts of the Mesozoic Kickstarter exclusive Dino Riders T-Rex. One of two 1/18th scale Tyrannosaurus Rex figures I will be getting, but because this one is an exceedingly rare figure, I thought I'd do this one first. But I absolutely had to get this after after the Kickstarter campaign dropped. It was something I could not pass up. And I actually got both special edition T-Rex figures, both the Dino Riders T-Rex and the Walking with Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they're both just absolutely incredible. Oh, and I will be doing a video review on the Walking with Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus Rex as well, but that will save him for a later video. So for now, let's enjoy the monster that I am showcasing now. So here is the box for the Beasts of the Mesozoic Dino Riders T-Rex. And if we flip that around all the way to the back, you can see absolutely the magnificent artwork by Ezra Tucker, who also did the artwork for the Kickstarter exclusive Monoclonius figure that was based on the Dino Riders Monoclonius. Yeah, but absolutely glorious. And this is the first of 25 figures in the Tyrannosaur series. This is the last family-oriented series of dinosaur figures for the Beasts of the Mesozoic. All future dinosaur toy lines in this series that goes forward, they're going to be from different families. Like for the upcoming Beasts of the Mesozoic series that will also feature animals for the Cyberzoic toy line, those will all be from different families. We'll have things like Carnotaurus, Allosaurus, Utah Raptor, Edmontonia. Just an incredible array of figures going forward, but this is the last family-specific line. And, of course, as with all Beasts of the Mesozoic figures, it also comes with this gorgeous collector card. Again, with artwork by Ezra Tucker. And on the back, you of course get the obligatory product shot and some information on the dinosaur itself. But yeah, just an absolutely incredible thing. And of course, it also comes with ever oh so important instructions. Now, really pay attention to these instructions. They will help you keep from getting frustrated, and they will help you keep from breaking your figure accidentally if you are trying to assemble it. Now, especially for the tail, what you're going to need to do is use either a hairdryer on its highest setting or hot water to heat up the tail so you can pop it into the ball joint at the base of the hips. But yeah, very, very important. And you're also going to have to be aware of some other things that are going to be that are also going to be part of what you have to deal with your figure. For example, for the Yeah, for the base, you're also going to have to be aware that this T-Rex figure cannot stand up on its own with the dynamic posing legs without the aid of a base. With the static legs, it can pose just fine. And if you're just having it stand and just have a sort of vanilla pose, as it were. But, yeah. I'll head around more to how well it stands in a little bit. But you also have to make sure that when you do pose it, yeah, when you do pose it, you have to make sure that the base is standing front ways, so that way it has the best balance. Beyond that, yeah, there isn't really much else to say about it, other than you should keep the torso level with the surface or higher, and just keep the middle toes pointed forward. And to switch out the legs, you're going to want to pop the peg and socket joints in and out to switch the legs, and yeah, that's all there is really to it. But foregoing the instructions now, let's get into the figure. I have been wanting to showcase this for a long time, and now that I finally have it, I can. So let's move the box over, because I actually opened it first, and then let's put this glorious figure where he rightfully belongs. So there we have it. The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. 1/18 scale. And this thing is absolutely gigantic. It is 27 inches long. It is a little over 3 pounds. It's absolutely unreal. I mean, I've had it almost a week now, but I'm still in awe of this thing. It's absolutely gigantic. In fact, it's so gigantic I have to, adjust my camera very carefully in order to properly showcase all its details. Yeah, but if we zoom in on this incredible figure, you can see all those gorgeous, gorgeous details in the skin, and look at that color. I mean, I honestly think that this is one of the best dinosaur figures I have ever seen. Just in regards to that detail alone. I mean, look at this. It's so well painted. It's like it's alive. I mean, I know it's not, but still, look at this. Look at how the paint detail goes down into the feet, into the claws, and the hands. I really think this is one of the most amazing figures I've ever seen, and it really does Tyrannosaurus Rex justice. But there you have it. That's T-Rex for you. Yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm gonna reposition him so you can see him from the front. Yeah, it's absolutely just incredible. Now if we zoom in on that facial detail, you can see just how incredible that is. I mean, look at the eye. Yeah, look at the eye. Those eyes are absolutely incredible. So is the detail in the mouth, and yeah, he's just absolutely glorious. I mean, there is really no substitute for this one. This is the ultimate T-Rex figure. It is absolutely, utterly monstrous. Just so incredible, this figure. Now, if we put him back in the position that he was in before, I'll show you the articulation on this bad boy and how you display it properly. Now, the thing about his figure is that it is so massive that it's a bit of a challenge to articulate him properly, but yeah, his mouth opens and closes like so. It closes about that far in, goes about that it opens about that wide, and I do think the mouth could open wider, honestly, if it was articulated a little differently, but I'll explain more about that in a little bit. But he can move his head left about that far. He can move his head up and down about that far. Yeah, there are two little pieces of plastic here which stop the neck from going too far down, but yeah, there's really no downside to this figure. It's just so incredible. The arms can move about this far forward, this far back. The elbows move. The wrists can move in and out like so. Now you just gotta be very careful about these arms because they are so small, and you can also twist the arms around, well, the wrists around a full 360, but I wouldn't recommend it just to be safe. But yeah, this guy, he is something else. Now, in regards to the leg articulation, the hips can move forward fairly far, but I haven't really loosened his joints very much, so I still have a lot of posing to try and pull off with this figure. But he is absolutely rock solid in regards to his stance. Now, he can move his legs, I think, about that far forward, maybe a little more than that, but I'm not going to risk it because I don't want to accidentally damage the figure. The tail, of course, can move in all directions. So, up, down, side to side, and it can even rotate a full 360. But, again, I'm not going to risk that because I don't want to accidentally damage the figure. And there's also a wire in the tail, which you can use to pose the tip any way you want. Now, this is a very, very, yeah, it's heavy, so it's difficult to move, but yeah, it's absolutely glorious. This is a figure worthy of display. And last but not least, the torso can also move left, right, and up and down. But again, this guy has very tight joints, so I'm not going to really do that too much until I go back in with a hairdryer and just really get in with those, get in with heating those joints so it can just move better. And honestly, I like him in the standing static pose because it just makes him so much easier to work with. Now, one of the other things that this T-Rex comes with is, of course, a display base, which you can see right here. Now, you can peg him on these stands, like so, which I will demonstrate now. This guy is really giving me a workout. He is heavy. Now, he does have pegs inside his feet as you can see, like there. And all you have to do is plug these into the base like so, and voila, he can stand on the base. Now he's a little precarious in that position for me, but that's just so I can show you how he pegs into the base. But if I were to take him off, I can show you one of the other cool features about this. This base has a unique little peg piece right here, which if you take out, and it's really in there tight, so I'm gonna have to wiggle this a bit. You can take this out, and the base splits in two. So you get two pieces. And then you can use those in conjunction with the standing feet, however you want, to display your figure in different positions. And yeah, just absolutely incredible. And he does come with some other features that are absolutely important. So let's take this base away and show you the alternate legs and the alternate feet, because this guy comes with it all. He has an extra set of legs right here. So now you can pose these legs differently than you can pose the legs for the static stance. So what you do is, these legs can move this far forward. Well, the feet can move this far forward, this far back. The ankle can also move. On this one it's a little loose, but that's okay. I'm mainly just going to be using this leg for posing anyway. And these knee joints can also move. They plug in to the leg. And to show you that, I'm going to have to use the base. But it's the same with all of these. Yeah, same for both legs. And not only that, but he also comes with alternate feet. So here you have one of the running feet, like so. Yeah. This is where he's basically taking a step and he's about to take his foot off the ground. This is the mid-stride foot. So, running toe right through the air. And of course, the flat walking foot. Now, I'm mainly going to use these feet for when I decide to pose him. But again, you shouldn't use these for more than a couple of hours, if not a day or two. Because otherwise, this figure's going to fall over, and you could possibly risk breaking it. But yeah, it's absolutely incredible. This is one of the coolest dinosaur figures I have ever seen. This is basically something I have longed for and waited for well almost 25 years. I have really wanted figures that could move and articulate like this basically since I was little. But yeah, it just still blows my mind that I finally got what I wanted even 25 years later. Yeah. But let's take a look at how this T-Rex really can be posed. So I'm going to flip him over onto his side like this. And now you're going to see exactly how these legs come off. And these are pretty tight in, so bear with me. So what you want to do is gently twist and pull like you would if you had a chicken drumstick. Pop that leg out like that. And now I'm going to put in the running foot. So, in it goes, like so. And these are very tightly posed in, so there we go. He goes in like that. Peg him in to the joint like so. And there you have it. There's your T-Rex in a running pose. You gotta admit, that is really cool. I mean, I think that is absolutely fantastic. And it's just... I am in utter awe of this figure. I mean, wow. It looks so good. Now, size comparison-wise, this is just an amazing figure. And if you'll bear with me for a moment, I'm going to get out some of my other beasts of the Mesozoic, just so you can see how big this thing actually is. So, getting this figure and doing some size comparison, here he is with a beast of the Mesozoic Zuniceratops. As you can see, this T-Rex is absolutely massive. I mean, it's again 27 inches long, it's 3 pounds, just absolutely huge. And if I recall correctly, it's a little over 8 to 9 inches tall, maybe more. Yeah, but you can see just how big it is compared to the Zuniceratops. Now, comparing him to a slightly larger figure, Nasutoceratops, as you can see there, you can see, again, still no comparison. This T-Rex is huge. Now, here it is compared to the subadult 1/18 scale Triceratops. Again, just no comparison. It's massive. Just absolutely phenomenally massive. Same goes for comparison with this Styracosaurus. And again, these are just scaled with each other. Everything I'm showing you is 1/18 scale. This is just gigantic. I've never seen a figure this big before. And it just makes everything pale in comparison. Here it is, next to a Pentaceratops. And again, no comparison between Pentaceratops and T-Rex. I mean, Pentaceratops is a bit bigger than the rest, but yeah, still no comparison. T-Rex makes an adult Pentaceratops look really small. I mean, honestly, this thing is... it is an absolute unit. And now, finally, let's compare him to the adult Triceratops. That'll give you a very good idea of just how big this figure actually is. Because these are actually to scale with one another. So there's the adult Triceratops. There's the adult T-Rex. These are completely to scale with one another. And you can see, it's just absolutely gigantic. I mean, Triceratops is no joke. It's a huge animal. It's about 30 feet long, but this is equivalent to a almost 40 to 42 foot Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that's just the adult. But again, just absolutely huge. So, there you have it. Yeah, just absolutely massive. Now, zooming back in on this figure a little bit, There is something I forgot to tell you about in regards to articulation, but I'm not going to showcase it to describe it to you. He does also have an articulated tongue, and the thing about the tongue on this T-Rex is that inside the mouth, I'm not going to reach in with that, because the teeth on this T-Rex are absolutely wicked sharp. I mean, I reached in to actually touch those teeth and see how sharp and pointy they actually are. Ooh, I actually scraped my fingers on him. Specifically my knuckles. Ooh, not something I want to do again. This is definitely not a figure for little kids. It is for anyone who is 15 and older. And those teeth are one of the main reasons why. Yeah. Just wicked and sharp. So, again, I'm not going to reach into the mouth or show you much of the details inside of there, because I don't want to end up hurting myself accidentally on those teeth. But I can tell you this much. It is definitely a figure worth getting if you have the money. But I warn you now, this is a figure that can break the bank. I pre-ordered this, so it was about $230 for the pre-order. And this was the Kickstarter exclusive version. Or at least it was until a few extras for this particular figure were released on Big Bad Toy Store in limited quantities. So now that those are probably all gone, there's no more. This is probably one of the few times you may ever see the Kickstarter exclusive Dino Riders T-Rex. The other one, the mainline Tyrannosaurus Rex, has a different color scheme altogether. It's based off the real-life lizard called the earless monitor lizard, which is a type of semi-aquatic predatory lizard about 3 feet long. But, yeah, I actually did get a figure that is based off of that, the juvenile T-Rex, which will be coming probably around next month. So, yeah, I've got him to look forward to, and I will do a full review and a comparison with this Dino Riders T-Rex in regards to the color scheme, and just show you the general coloration differences between them, and the physique differences between them from juvenile to adult T-Rex. But, yeah, this figure just continues to take my breath away, and I hope you can see that in my review. I mean, this is an absolutely incredible figure. I do think that in some ways that this figure does have some limitations that I think could be fixed by way of a retool, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that this figure is a stepping stone to something that could be improved with a retool. I mean, I love how this figure moves. The jaws open pretty good in regards to the gape, but I think that if David were to improve upon this figure, he could take the idea that was used for the Hammond Collection T-Rex, where it has the two sliding fleshy pieces inside the mouth, and then use that as a means of, along with a different sort of ball joint and some swivel joints, to help make the mouth open wider, like maybe to 60-degree angle, I think. A more posable neck would also be a good way to improve it via a retool. But again, that's just me. I mean, yeah, definitely something to keep in mind for future releases of this figure. And last but not least, I think ratchet joints instead of the sliding traditional joints would be a much better fit for this figure in regards to posability, because ratchet joints are much more stable and they can keep their poses for longer than these traditional sliding joints. I think that would be a definite improvement for the figure, but again, I'm not complaining about the one I have. I love this. It's absolutely fantastic. I just think that for a future release, those improvements should be taken into consideration, because there's always room to improve upon a figure that's already exceedingly pristine. I mean, you really can't do wrong by this figure. It's not possible to do wrong by this figure. Not in my opinion. I love it. I just absolutely love it. And T-Rex is absolutely my favorite dinosaur. It is the largest Coelurosaur in the world. It is the largest, it is basically the heaviest known carnivorous dinosaur as well. And yeah, the largest specimens of Tyrannosaurus rex that we currently know of, Sue and Scotty, they were about 9.5 to almost 10 tons in weight, which is absolutely monstrous. Yeah, and they may not have even been the biggest T-Rexes in the world. I mean, it's potentially possible that there were Tyrannosaurus rex that could reach a size of up to 55 feet long and maybe have weighed in at about 15 tons. Will we ever find a giant Tyrannosaurus rex that big? Maybe not, but you never know. We only have roughly 100 specimens of Tyrannosaurus rex, and only about 40 of those are more than fragmentary remains. So we only have a very tiny sample size for Tyrannosaurus. And it's estimated that at least 2.5 billion Tyrannosaurus rex may have roamed the planet over the 2.5 million years that they existed, from 68 to 66 million years ago. So we may never ever find something that big, but you don't know yet. I think there will, but I don't know if it will be in my lifetime. But yeah, absolutely magnificent animal. Now, Tyrannosaurus rex is also incredible because it has the most powerful bite force of any large predatory dinosaur. It's basically got a bite force of about 6 tons, and it was powerful enough that it could kill pretty much any animal in its environment. It was targeting fast-charging horned dinosaurs like Triceratops. It was hunting Edmontosaurus and other hadrosaurs. It was hunting ankylosaurs. There was very little in the way of prey that Tyrannosaurus could not hunt. It even, in the southern, or rather southwestern parts of its range, it even hunted sauropods like Alamosaurus, which shared the same environment. But again, just has an absolutely fearless predator that would have been able to take down very large prey. And there's also plenty of evidence that Tyrannosaurus rex fought with each other. I mean, Stan the T-Rex, the T-Rex that was sold to the United Arab Emirates to be housed in their museum there, he actually has a bite mark in his brain case from another Tyrannosaurus rex. And it only goes to show you that Tyrannosaurus could survive terrible injuries, and because that hole in his brain case, which was nearly fatal, healed, and there was regrowth of bone around the injury. Still left a perfect bullet-sized hole, but yeah, he survived that. And Sue, the T-Rex of the Field Museum of Chicago, who I got to see in person, she had even more injuries than that. She has fused tail vertebrae, broken and rehealed ribs, a cracked leg bone, holes in her jaw from a disease he's called trichomonas, which also infects modern birds alive today. But these dinosaurs were capable of surviving so much, and yeah, it just goes to show you their physiology was absolutely incredible. There's really no comparison to Tyrannosaurus rex. Now, there are some other dinosaurs that are as big in regards to the big meat eaters, and there's a few that are even longer, but T-Rex seems to be about the heaviest. Predators like Carcharodontosaurus and Giganotosaurus were about the same length as T-Rex. Maybe not as heavy overall, but certainly as long. And of course, Spinosaurus wasn't as heavy either, but it was certainly longer. I mean, the Spinosaurus is estimated to have gotten to about 50 feet. So it was longer than an average T-Rex. And T-Rex lived... Yeah, T-Rex probably did not get to live to old age, or get to very big sizes as often as one might think. Disease, accidents, attrition, fights with prey, they all would have resulted in a lot of tyrannosaurs living fast and dying young. And Tyrannosaurus rex, yeah, it basically was the James Dean of dinosaurs. Yeah, the oldest specimen we have is Trix and Sue, and they live to only be about 29 to 30 years old. So they may have been able to live longer, but that would have been exceedingly rare, especially for a predator that would have been charging into dangerous situations just to get a meal or to defend its territory. Now, we don't know much about Tyrannosaur parental care, but we do know that when it reached age 16 to 18, they would transform from slender juveniles to fully grown, heavily built adults like this. But I will explain more about that when I showcase the juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex figure. Now, yeah, it's absolutely just incredible. How much we know about T-Rex, and still how much there is to know about it. There is so much we need to find out, and it's just incredible. We don't know how many eggs they laid per clutch. We don't know if they cared for their young. So many questions to be answered. But in regards to this figure, this is basically the perfect tribute to the king of the dinosaurs. It's just absolutely wonderful. And if you really want to get a Tyrannosaurus rex figure for the beasts of the Mesozoic, yeah, it's roughly about $215 for the mainline 1/18th scale. But if you want the 1/35th scale Tyrannosaurus, that's a lot cheaper. You could get that for about $70 on creativebeast.com or other websites that sell the product. But if you really want the king of the dinosaurs in your collection, this is definitely the way to go. Yeah, Creative Beast Studio makes absolutely phenomenal figures, and I cannot wait to see what they have next. So, yeah, just absolutely really looking forward to what they come out with next, to reviewing the next few beasts of the Mesozoic dinosaur figures, and yeah, just really looking forward to seeing all the details on them. So if you enjoyed this video and you made it to the end, please like, comment, subscribe, and leave a like, and tell me what you think about this incredible figure. And this is SaberRex signing off, saying, you're never too old to play with toys. Be a toy nerd, be proud of it. Thank you, and have a good day. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye-bye.